What classifies as an intelligent haunting? Let's find out right now on What the Fetch. Hey weirdos, I'm Grant. This is the first in a series of videos where I explain the 4 different categories I use to classify hauntings. An intelligent haunting is essentially one where the entity interacts with its environment. It in no way implies that the entity is actually smart. The widely accepted theory is that these are the spirits of humans who have passed on. They're not the green-toned skin, gaping mouth, oily haired, empty eye socket things crawling across the ceilings that you see in movies. They're people. Some examples of an intelligent haunting are seeing an entity that sees you too, or seeing an entity move an object, such as opening or closing a door. Getting an EVP that answers your question is technically an intelligent haunting. Sometimes an interaction can be extreme. There are many accounts of people who have had prolonged interaction with an entity, conversation, believing that it's a real person, only to find out later that it wasn't. Dustin being pushed in Ireland at Lep Castle is another example. I always tell investigators I'm training, you will get hit, punched, grabbed, slapped, pushed, scratched by things that aren't there. If you don't want that to happen, don't be a paranormal investigator. Now that doesn't mean that being pushed or scratched or grabbed is a bad thing. Be careful not to assume intention. For example, if I'm trying to get your attention from across the room, I'm going to shout your name. And if I don't get a reaction, what's next? I'm going to yell. This could come across as aggressive. If that doesn't work, what's next? Well, I'm going to approach you. That could come across as being aggressive as well, like I'm chasing you. If that doesn't work, I'm going to poke you. Hey, do you hear me? That too could be mistaken as aggressive. Like I'm poking you as an angry person. If that still doesn't work, I'm going to grab you or push you. Hey, do you see me? And again, that could be misconstrued as aggressive. Remember, I had no intent other than to simply get your attention. In context, those actions don't make me evil or even bad. I was simply trying to get your attention. That being said, most people are good, but some people are mean, dumb, stupid, or just plain annoying. The same goes for entities. So there are times to provoke, but you have to be prepared to clean up that mess. Remember, in theory, ghosts are people too. So now that we know what it is, how do we deal with it? Well, thankfully the entities are intelligent to some degree, so therefore they can be reasoned with. To some degree. This has worked time and time again, but you have to be firm and united as a family. As odd as it sounds, get together often and talk to the empty air. Be clear about what you want these entities to do. The only time I've seen this strategy not work is because of the homeowner. Usually there was one homeowner that secretly wanted it to stay or do something different than the rest of the family, and it just doesn't work in that scenario. You can even make detailed arrangements. For example, there was a case in Connecticut where half of the year the husband was away from home working. When he was away, the entity was taking care of the wife. He would let her know when someone was approaching the house, open doors for her, and give a general sense of comfort. But when he returned, it did not make him feel comfortable. It would close doors on him. It would push him off of things. It would stand and watch him in bed to the point where he was uncomfortable and had to sleep on the couch. And he had no idea what to do. So there was an interesting situation here. When he was gone, his wife felt very safe and comforted. But when he was home, he couldn't be the man of his own house. So we talked to him and explained this strategy, and he came up with a deal. He told the entity, look, when I'm gone, you be here, you watch over my wife, you take care of her, but when I come back, you need to go away. Otherwise, we're going to have you go away completely. Immediately, there was a response from the entity. That next year, it did it perfectly. So a lot of people mistake intelligent hauntings for something darker. One of the reasons that makes me believe that this is a dead human is that they seem to have free will. Religious provocation simply doesn't work on them. I can't force an entity to leave using religious provocation any more than I could get a living person to leave a room. If religious provocation worked, then that would fit into another category for another video. Now, a blessing may help the homeowner feel better, but it will have no more effect on the entity than it would a living person. So if you've got an intelligent haunting in your home, stop, take a breath, leave the monsters at the movie, and approach these entities as the people they are. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay weird.